Bungie fell into the woke mind virus, and as to be expected, now they are laying off 17% of their staff. But this story gets even juicier because apparently the CEO was bragging just days before about purchasing new cars. Cars, plural, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and dive into this video. So here we have Grums, who I definitely recommend you guys follow. He is always talking about all the latest going on in gaming and a lot of the woke stuff that is ruining it. So he says here, Bungie is laying off 17% of its team. They blame a slowdown in the games market and stretching themselves too thin over too many projects. They are scaling down to just Destiny and Marathon and spinning out a new studio with Sony that will be developing a sci-fi game. Now, if they were smart, they would take away the woke ideology with it, but knowing the CEO, that will not be happening. So anyway, here is their statement. Speaking about that, now let's take a little look back at when this was almost a year ago, not even a year ago, right? This is when they decided to be all Latinx, which is offensive to the Latino community, but they wanted to virtue signal really hard. So they were like, being Latin, IEOX, is more than just a location on a map, just as being Hispanic is more than the language we might speak. We are proud to introduce our newest idea, Latin at Bungie. And so, yeah, a lot of us were laughing at this. So, and of course, as always, a bunch of Latinos in the comments saying, dude, you're disrespecting our language by even pushing this Latinx crap. Anyway, so right here, let's get into some more juicy discussions regarding what's going on here. So Bungie CEO is said to have gotten a big payout days before the layoffs, purchased 24 cars for almost $2.5 million and showed them off to an employee shortly before letting him go. Why does somebody need 24 cars? And you know, these are expensive cars. Like, why? Hey, if you can, okay, but this is, there's still a balance, dude. When you're running a company and you have to lay people off because of budgeting issues, but you're buying 24 cars. So let's see what this guy says. An ex-employee of Bungie who was laid off calls on Bungie CEO Pete Parsons to step down. Also says he is a liar and a thief and claims this isn't on Sony, but Bungie leadership. Pete has also supposedly bought a whopping 24 vehicles from a single auction site since the acquisition closed in July 2022, totaling $2,409,550 in cost, presumably part funded by what Liana refers to as the giant Sony payout. Pete privatized his Twitter account earlier today. All right, so you're a liar, thief, and so many things we can't discuss publicly. Now, Liana, she worked at Bungie. She was a community manager, I believe. I'm guessing she got laid off and she's upset about it. I'm not sure if she's one of those who were laid off. Now, Liana also has been under fire for a lot of things, and I think I can't speak for all of them, but I know rightfully so. I was one who was against when she tried to cancel Robert Workman. So when that happened, and that's a whole discussion that you guys can probably find on YouTube when a bunch of people were discussing that, but that was a giant mess, which, yeah, she did effectively do that because he hasn't been able to work in the gaming industry since, because when you have a situation of a small girl speaking against a giant guy, then yeah, the big man is not going to be getting a lot of sympathy. But anyway, she tells him, "You are a liar, a thief, and so many things we can't discuss publicly. Step down and without the giant Sony payout. This isn't on Sony. This is squarely on the failure of leadership. Plain and simple." Which, okay, let's see. This looks like the cars that he bought. Interesting. Those are pretty neat, like vintage. Okay, well, anyway. Still, low down move for this guy to do, given the situation at hand. So then Grum says the accuser of Bungie's CEO may not be the most stable person to believe, given how Bungie's CEO was such a huge virtue signaler. They deserve each other. You get what you hire for. See, that's my thought on this too, because in this case, here we see the accuser. She is somebody who has already canceled somebody before who didn't deserve it, and no telling what else that I don't even know about. And then in this situation, we see a very unstable queer person. Need I say more? But still, like Grum says, they deserve each other. And this is what people like Pete Parsons here needs to learn, because he is one of those virtue signalers as well. He's got all this pride crap in the background. Dad, CEO at Bungie Love, BGCP. I don't know what that means. Arc Strider main, be brave, be kind. Notice everybody who says be kind are always some of the most toxic people imaginable. If I see somebody who says be kind or good vibes, I don't trust them. F racism and social injustice. Audacia ad astra. Okay, so anyway, this guy is clearly heavily involved with the woke mind virus, a big virtue signaler, big SJW, if you will. So yeah, this is the thing, is people like him who are so the whole woke ideology is not going to work in his favor, right? It doesn't work in society's favor in general. It just is degenerate. It ruins society. So anyway, here you have, and in this case, now it's backfiring on him, because when he is hiring people on his team to be inclusive and for DEI purposes, then obviously they're gonna turn on him. These people will turn on anybody. Not to say he doesn't deserve it in this case, but still, you cannot trust SJWs. You can't trust them. You cannot trust the virtue signalers, because that's the thing with this woke mind virus. If you have any sort of nuanced opinion against it, at any, even just a slight, not even fully against it, but just like, hey, maybe it wasn't right that BLM was burning cities down. Something like that. Or maybe we shouldn't be giving kids hormones or halting their puberty. That's going to result in them getting micropeens and not being able to reverse it. Things like that. Then they will turn on you. But anyway, in this case, it's the obvious. And these are the type of people who are just like, they push this communist ideology, all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, they're buying 24 cars, millions of dollars worth of cars. So the hypocrisy is unheard of. So Sam here says, coward, you did this. You chose this. I'm already listed as do not work with, and I don't care anymore. You lied to my face, straight to it. You also invited me to come see your new cars 2 days before you laid me off. 2 effing days. Leave now. And then Sam says, when a queer person introduces themselves on a queer panel about trans and gender non-conforming people and how to be more inclusive, and the first thing you talk about is how much you're a Harry Potter lover. I'm getting a That's funny. Okay, well, yeah, this person has lost credibility to me anyway, but again, they eat themselves alive, and it is what it is, deserved. So anyway, Mongo Lawyer here says Halo 2 was developed by 60 to 80 high IQ white male nerds with full creative freedom and success. Today, making a Western game often requires 400 developers, with many involved in identity politics and community manager roles that nobody cares about. This is the ultimate truth. Nobody talks. And I 1000% agree with this. I have been trying to say, why are these companies, why are these video games, these Western AAA video games, why do they have $200 million budgets? Why is this even a thing right now? Even $100 million budget. Games back in the day were way better, made by smaller teams, a bunch of white dudes and some Asian guys usually. There might be, you know, some here and there people who were more diverse, if you will. You might have a woman or a black dude or whatever, but this is the thing, is they were hired for their talent and for their passion for gaming. When that happened, it wasn't just to check some boxes, right? So here you have this, look, you even have a woman here. So it's like, you didn't, but now what Bungie has now, and I wish I had that picture pulled up, where we're proud of all the women and non-binary, aka made-up gender people that we have in our company. And then look what happens. You have to do all these big layoffs. Just hire people who care about video games and can make good video games. You don't have to put all of this budget into fancy cutscenes that push weird ideologies. Or just make games, good games. Make good games, please. Please. So Grums here says Bungie layoffs were self-inflicted. A lot of Destiny players moved on to First Descendant, which currently has double the numbers of players online on PC alone. Bungie celebrated Pride and called critics bigots. First Descendant celebrates summer instead. Be like First Descendant in this case. So as you can see, First Descendant killing it. Meanwhile, Destiny 2 is not even competing right now at this point. Here they are celebrating people doing butt stuff and degeneracy. And then here you have them celebrating summer. Here, we got some new swimsuits for our characters. Stylish, fun, all that stuff. Gaming focusing on being fun again, as it used to. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. There you have it for this topic. Clearly, we are seeing a lot of layoffs going on, and I firmly believe that a lot of that is due in part to the fact that these companies are hiring a bunch of DEI employees who don't know how to do their job and who are not passionate about gaming, but care more about the satanic woke ideology that they are pushing on the masses instead. Not only that, but they also, because they are not passionate about gaming and don't understand what made gaming so great in the first place, they are more focused on cinematics and fancy cutscenes that push these woke ideologies and woke stories, as opposed to, again, an actual good game that had a good story that didn't have all of this woke identity crap inserted into it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you'd like me to read the Bible to you, you can check out my Bible channel, Bible Time with Melanie Mack. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.